That's right, that's right. We are back. We're back to collect. And I think that is my box. Woo, I can't wait to open these and have a look. There we are. Look at the wheels. The wheels are done. The spoke wheels are done. That's the rear one. That's the front one. And yep, so we've gone with a black polished spokes and then these red nipples. And oh, I forgot the etched logo on the rim, so that's custom. And obviously they've got their own logos as well. That's the rear one, as you can see. And the same here. Bit of banging and loud shit going on in the background, but yeah, look, they're still busy making wheels. Man, these are gonna look so cool on the bike. I can't wait to get these boxed up, get them back home, and then get them on, man. Happy days. Right, back home, got the boxes, got the wheels. Bike is all ready and out. Just watching a bit of football. And let's get these wheels unboxed again for the second time. Let's try and get them on the scales and weighed up. And then look at what we need to do to take apart to at least start taking all the sprocket and everything off and the brake disc, etc. on the rear. And then on the front, again, the single brake disc and the ABS ring, which should be a lot easier for the front. And then obviously need to get some tyres fitted on that. And I have some tyres in mind because I want to do some stupid stuff. So let's get started. Oh, I mean, look at that. That looks sick, man. Because I've got the correct Scrambler hubs, obviously you'll notice on this side, there's nothing to mount anything because there's only single disc. And if I spin it around, you'll notice that, yeah, you can put the disc and the ABS ring on that side. So this is why I went for this setup, because then it looks more OEM. Because on the bike, here you go on this side, obviously look, there's nothing there. So on this side is the disc, so that's why I went for that setup. So because the wheels are so heavy, I've had to get the old school scales out. So I'm going to jump on first and see what I weigh with all my gear on and my Christmas ready weight. 79.6. And then I'm going to carry the wheel, hold it, and see what it weighs. 85.7. So this front weighs 6 kilos. I probably won't get a chance to strip that with everything off and weigh that. Whew, the back one looks fucking sick. Obviously this is where the cush drives go. Sprocket goes on this side. I'll spin it around. The brake discs and everything go on that side. So let's see what this one weighs. 87.2. So the rear weighs 7.5 kilos. So I don't know whether that's good or bad, but mate, at least it's solid and rock hard. So right, let's get over to the bike now and let's do some proper work. Right, so the rear is, I've got to get the crash protection off, and I think it's a 32mm socket. I think I'll take it off from this side and then hopefully just push it out the other end. So let's see if that works. Right, just loosen that. Obviously, look. There's a little metal spacer there, but I'm not going to touch any of these. Alright, I'm just going to leave that all in place. So now that you got it off, you don't need to do anything on that side. In theory, you should be able to just give this a whack. Nice little rubber mallet. And there you go, pop out the other side. So let's get the wheel off. So pull the spindle completely out, and then you need to move the brake caliper up and then move the wheel forward to get the chain off. Right, all you got to do is move the wheel ever so slightly a bit, give it a little wiggle. This chain will then come off, and then again on this side, just give it a little wiggle, and you should be able to drag the wheel out and move this out the way. Right, wheel is off. So the caliper is on this little carrier that slides back and forward, but it just comes off. You can actually do it two ways. You can actually angle the wheel a little bit and then it comes out, or you can actually get enough maneuver to slit that and get it out the gap to get the wheel off, but that just sits in there, and obviously that lines up with the hole there. So the wheel is off. Now we can start the strip. Disc and ABS ring should be easy enough to take a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 off, transfer it over to the other side. Disc is off, and I've just lined it up here, so I'm just going to put the bolts back on, but Loctite, at least fit this side on anyway. Right, with the sprocket side, it's in really tight. So what I'm doing is I'm just tapping it out slowly with a little stick of wood. Tap it out slowly to pull it out. I do have a new set of rubbers. I tell you what, this sprocket setup is fucking quite heavy. So should we just measure it? 2.17. That's with that spacer. Bloody hell, 2 kilos, man. That's heavy as shit. So the cush drives, they gave me 6. I don't know why Ducati gave me 6, there's only 5 holes. I'm just going to literally tap these in very slowly, each one. It is, if you sit it, it doesn't really go in. Looks like it starts to go in, so I'm just going to tap each one of these in extremely slowly. Obviously these don't come out. There you go, got one in. The trick is to put them in the freezer to start with, and then tap them in slowly because I've got this little rubber mallet. And then to get the final piece on, I just had a little socket that I just sat over the top, give it a little tap down, and look at that, fits nice and flush now. So yeah, baby, get in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all on. Whack down, nicely tapped in, all flush. So that, it now looks the same as that. I've got 2 sets now, so if I ever want to swap the wheels over, all I've got to do is take the sprocket, smack it on here. Wicked. And there you go, just like that. Sprocket is tapped back on. So all I need to do now is get some tyres on this. So that was sorted, so let's move on to the front. Hopefully this front will be nice and easy. Take this off, undo the pinch bolts, I guess. Take the caliper off, get the wheel out, replace just this one side, and job done. Let's try it. The front axle is a 30mm. We'll loosen that first, and then there's 2 pinch bolts on that side, and again same on that side, undo them. Then it's take the caliper off, and in theory the wheel should just roll out. Whew, that was a bit of a fluff. Fucking hell, that paddock stand's a load of shit. I had to resort to my old one from my Yamaha one, and it don't even go in properly, but it's enough to support the front. And I've just put the wheel there just in case it does drop off, just to support it. I could do with a proper decent front paddock stand, side by side. So all we're going to do, take off these 5, which will hold the disc and the ABS ring in place, and transfer it to here. So that should be straightforward, fingers crossed. Right, there we have it. ABS is on, disc is on, rim's looking good. So the next thing now is get some tyres fitted to it. Right, but before I get the tyres, just to let you know that I'm going to be running an inner tube on this, because I haven't had it set up for tubeless. I think that was extra more money for the now. I didn't know what I was wanting to do, so I can always get it fitted afterwards. Because I'm running a tube, I need to put some tape or something so that the inner tube doesn't catch this. So I'm just going to play it safe and just use a bit of Gorilla tape. So I've got some 48mm for this, and I think 70-something mil for the rear wheel. So I'm just going to tape that a few times round, and then that should be okay enough for the tube to go in through there, and then the tyre to be fitted. So let's just get that on. There you go, nice and easily. Couple of layers on it. Left a little square hole out just for where the tube's got to go through, the little valve. Right, that's the front one done, so let's do the back one. Let's go, fat tape on. Little hole tuck out, all on the big rim on the back. Took the sprocket off, so let's get these over to the tyre place, which is going to be Addison tyres, and let's get it done. Right, back home. Just been fiddling around trying to get the back wheel on, so which wasn't so bad. Lining that up, I needed a 2-man job. I had to call my daughter in as well. But yeah, it's on. And I've just tightened that up loosely at the moment, but need to get that on, so that's nice and easy. And then let's get over to the front. But the back is looking sweet. And now we just need to get that fitted back on the front. I've actually found a better paddock stand, and I've got the axle, actually got a bit of lithium grease, so put that bit on there, get this fitted, the caliper back on, do the pinch bolts, and that should be the front sorted. So let's get that back on.
A few moments later.
Right, over to the fun and games on the front wheel. And by looking at this setup, you think it's all on and perfectly fine, but no, it isn't. Right, where the fuck do I start? Okay, so hypermotard spindle, and going through on this side, and it won't go through enough so that I can tighten the nut up, because the nut won't get to, you can't get to hand tight. And also if you look here, it's slightly off center to the left. So I did some checks online for part numbers. I checked the Scrambler front hub, and you don't need this spacer on this side. So first I was trying to put this on, line it all up, and this was sticking out by loads. I thought, okay, let me go and check. So yeah, don't need the space. You do need the spacer on that side, and it's the same part number on the Scrambler. But then I thought, well, why is this still sticking out? And then I went to go and check the Scrambler spindle, and I put a picture of it here, and you can see that's just, it's got a flat section and then just stops, whereas that is more tapered. So that is already up against the bearing in the hub, so it can't go any more further, hence it's sticking out. So now I need to order spindle and one of these from a Scrambler. Any Scrambler, they're all the bloody same. So fucking gonna do some arsing about trying to find that now.